This message is for all the new drivers, trainees, rookies as they say. This message for y'all. I've been a trainer at Stevens Transport for about 3 years. It's getting close to 3 years. Part of the reason why I came to Stevens is because of their training program. You know, when I was at that CEO school in Miami, they recommended me to Stevens because they told me Stevens had one of the best training programs in the industry. So I'm like, let's see what they're about. And I've been with Stevens ever since. Part of what makes Stevens training program so amazing is all the obstacles that they have you go through. They have you go through these obstacles so that you know when you're on your own, this is what I gotta do, this is what I need to do in order to be successful in this industry. It's very important to them, as it should be important to you as a new driver. I've trained both male and female students. And one of the biggest problems that trainers has to deal with, and any trainer can back me up on this, one of the biggest problems that trainers have to go through when it comes to student drivers is laziness. You know, it always amazes me that someone can come into an industry that requires you to drive long hours, and you don't want to drive long hours. Why come here? Like I said, I've trained both male and female drivers. And when it comes to lazy students, it's always a dude. I don't know if it's because women are more sophisticated. I have no idea, man. But it's always a dude that don't want to drive. I put a guy off my truck last night. Yeah. Dude was lazy. And it was always the same excuse at the same exact time. I'm tired. He was on my truck for 7 days. In those 7 days, he left my truck with 27 hours. 27 hours. First day he was on my truck, I told him, yo, it's time to drive. So he started driving. 3 hours later, he stopped and said that he was sleepy or tired or whatever. He said he was up all night because he was all excited to be in the open road. He's never been to all these states before, so that kept him up. He was excited, so he couldn't sleep. So I'm like, okay, cool, I got you. I can understand that. The truck stopped coming up, pull over. I'll take over and drive the rest of the day. The second day, 3 hours into his drive time, he stops. His excuse this time is that the wind was blowing too much, which I can understand. You've never driven a truck in this kind of wind before. It's gonna take some time to get used to it. I got you. Pull over, I'll drive the rest of the day. The third day, he didn't need to drive that much because we were getting real close to our destination. So we drove a couple hours, and then that was it for the day. The fourth day, again, he didn't need to drive that much. We spent the whole day doing a whole bunch of pickups before we could hit the road. So that killed our clock. We weren't going nowhere after that. The fifth day, he told me he was dealing with some family issues. He had some family problems and he was all moody that day. So he told me, yo, I don't feel like driving today. I got something going on. So I'm like, all right, no biggie. Sixth day, and this is the only day I actually pushed his ass, because 3 hours into his drive time, I noticed this was becoming a pattern. 3 hours into his drive time, he stops. So I'm like, what's up, bro? He says, the mattress on the bunk bed was too hard. He can't sleep on that mattress. It kept him up last night because it's all hard and shit. So I'm just like, I told him, yo, you're gonna have to push it today, bro. You're gonna have to push it because you didn't even drive yesterday. So he drove a couple hours after that, and that was it. So the seventh day, which was yesterday when I put his ass off, another pattern. 3 hours into his drive time, he stops. His excuse this time was, I'm sleepy. I kid you not, bro. The man stops after 3 hours. And he said he was sleepy. It's like every day when it's time to drive, we got 1,500 miles in front of us. We got an open road. Weather's good. The sun is out. No wind's blowing. We got the open road in front of us, man. He stops. So I was like, you know what, man? That's it. I'm done training you. That was it. Nobody could force me to drive. Stevens Transport can't force me to drive. If I say I'm tired, then I'm tired. But it was clear this dude wasn't tired. He was just lazy. And I know you guys are new and you're probably not used to driving long hours, but there's no way in hell you can tell me that this dude kept getting tired after 3 hours. Ain't no way in hell. He had to go. It's always amazing. You know, a job that requires you to drive long hours, you come into it not wanting to drive long hours. You know, a part of the requirements of Stevens Transport training program is driving 240 hours. Not 240 hours being on the truck with the trainer. 240 hours behind the wheel of an 18-wheeler. And if you're not able to do that, then what's the point? What's your purpose? Are you here to waste people's time? If a student drives 8 to 10 hours a day, they should be finished with their training within 4 to 5 weeks. 6 weeks tops. The fewer you drive, the longer your training is gonna last, and you're probably gonna be on the truck for 10 weeks type shit. Another thing that baffles me is while you're being trained, they're paying you like a salary of like $400 a week. It's chump change, man. It's not money. If you're an adult, you look at that as, I can't live off that. It's chump change. It's not real money. And that's one of the reasons that pushed me when I was on my trainer's truck. I had real bills. I had grown people bills. I wanted to get off my trainer's truck so that I can get on my own and start making real money. Not $400 a week. I can make that working at a grocery store, man. I literally did make $400 a week working at a grocery store. You're away from your family, away from your friends, away from your environment. Also, you can make $400 a week. Come on, bro. If you don't have motivation, if you don't have a drive, if you don't have something keeping you out here, truck driving will break you. It'll break you so fast, man. You need something, a will, something, a motivation, man, something keeping you out here. And it's clear, this guy had no motivation, none whatsoever. He claims that he couldn't sleep at night. Yet I can remember on 2 different occasions, I had to wake him up. Why are you so sound asleep if you so-called can't sleep at night? Why are you so sleepy? It's clear this guy wasn't lazy, man. He was just using it as an excuse. He would give me an excuse and then say I'm tired. Oh, I was up, man. I was excited. The mattress is too hard. I'm dealing with some family problems. It was always something. He would give me the excuse and then say I'm tired. And it's I know, like I said, I know you guys are new, man. But it's no way in hell, yo. I'm used to students, their first week, I'm used to them saying they're tired after 6 or 7 hours. About 3 hours later. I've never seen nothing like this. So if you're on YouTube looking up stuff about Stevens, because I don't know, you're thinking about coming here, this message is for you. You're a new driver. You're about to get on a trainer's truck. This message for you. Don't be lazy, bro. Don't be lazy. I'm still in shock. 3 hours. A job that requires you to drive 8 to 10 hours a day. Because that's really, honestly, when you're on your own, that's how you make real money. Driving 10 hours a day, 500 to 600 miles a day. That's how you make real money driving trucks. This guy had no purpose to get up out of bed in the morning to get behind this wheel. He had no purpose. Listen, I don't care if you live with your mom and you say, okay, I'm doing this so I can move out of my mom's house and start making money. It's time to be a man. Use something to push you to do this job, man. This guy had nothing, no purpose to get up out of bed. Nothing to get him up out of bed in the mornings. A grown-ass man. I'm still in shock. 3 hours.